Hey everyone, this is Sam and welcome to my 2K21 tutorial number 11. So today is going to be our first 2K21 defensive settings tutorial of the year. This is designed to help you stop pick and roll and drives. So with these specific settings I have created for you, you're going to get reliable and consistent rotations from your CPU teammates. No longer will they fail you on defense, they can even actually save you, and best of all, they will actually communicate with you and give you prompts to let you know what they're about to do. So if you enjoyed today's tutorial, please share and like, and make sure to subscribe for more 2K21 tutorials all season. And also, you can check out my own 2K21 tutorials playlist in the description below to stay up to date and see more OP defensive tutorials. So step 1, go to your coach settings and make sure team communication for defense is on. It can be offense and defense or just defense only, but I suggest just make sure defense is on. And then next, go to your controller settings and make sure who to guard is also turned on. These will allow you to understand your teammates on defense with prompts, the communication for defense and the who to guard. With both of those combined together, you will communicate with your defense well. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to go to your coaching sliders in game plan in the in-game menu, and you want to turn your help defense all the way up to 100. And because of this, we can have many different systems. Just today, we're going to do the 100 help defense system. So we're going to start with a catch-hedge, smart help defensive approach that's going to help you shut down pick and roll and drives. So first thing, your switch rules off ball, turn it to switch bigs. This is going to help you create very good paint protection and transition defense. And then your help screen rules and drive help rules are different. So drive help rules, make sure it's automatic. This means whoever drives in, your defense is going to help, and there's going to be backline rotation with it. But the screen help rules, make sure it's help and no rotation. You want to do that because this means if the roll man gets a clean roll, there's actually going to be only one help defender that comes to help, but there's going to be no rotation. So that's going to help you with breakdowns and AI rotations. You will see later. Here you can see as I use my center, Bam, to help off my man. The power forward, Siakam, actually switched over to help me as I left my man. And not only that, because of the team communication for defense is on, he even told me he switched. And then you can see the blue arrows on Bam, my center. It's actually telling me who to guard, and it's pointing to who is my new matchup. So perfect communication there. We're able to rotate, and then I switched to Siakam manually here to stop the drive. Kyle Lowry showed a little, and then he recovered because of drive help rules, so that was beautiful. Now you can see here drive help rules is on automatic, which means great paint protection with good AI rotation. So I was Drainway on ball there. I fell behind the play. The handoff actually got me stuck. So you can see Siakam, the power forward, is already coming over to protect the paint, but I see that. You can see I switched to Bam to help off of Deadman because I don't trust the shooting. But you see Kyle Lowry just sprinted off to go get the corner. And you're seeing so many rotations here because this is a drive, right? This is not a pick and roll penetration. So drive help rules apply to these drives, and it works because it's not off a pick and roll. And here I made a user rotational error. I should have picked up the big man as Dwayne Wade, but the CPU actually triggered the correct chain of rotations as Bam was going to rotate up top. I made the mistake, so we double teamed the Deadman shot by accident. That's on me, but the computer had my back. I let them down, so that's a great sign. But we still get the rebound, so we're good to go. So with our team communication, drive help rules, and also our switch bigs paint protection settled, we can now focus on our pick and roll defense, where you want to go over any on-ball screen versus a player that can shoot a pull-up free. And your hedge settings, make sure it's catch hedge. That's the best pick and roll defensive settings. Always catch hedge. Now, in terms of the screen help rules, as I showed you earlier, help and no rotation. So if the roller does get clean, one guy helps, we can rotate to the guy that helps ourselves, and that's the end of that. So make sure it's help and no rotation. And for the on-ball and tight off-ball pressure, just you can set it to tight as long as the person has a higher than B+ 3-point shooting. If they're a great shooter, deny them. So in a pick and roll catch hedge, no guard switch because it's big switch only, and no help rotation on screens, this is what's going to happen. So you can see I'm going for that bump steal. I didn't get it, so now we're into our half court, so we go into our mode. That's catch hedge right there. I'll switch to Posey to be the hedge defender, and because it's catch hedge, Lowry is going to chase and going to find his way back on the ball. And because I was the hedge defender and I denied the roll, so there's no clean roll, so there's no single help rotation defender. Clayton's on moderate off-ball defense there and 100 help defense, so he would have helped if the roll was clean, but it wasn't. There's no reason for him to help, so he stayed on his man, and there's no problems. We completely shut that down with the catch hedge, on-ball defender recovery, and we're great. So here you can see I'm on-ball defending, and I went over the screen by too much. But if you focus on Siakam, who is the catch-hedge defender, the CPU Siakam actually was in perfect catch-hedge position. He drops a little, but he's actually close enough to contest because he's got a good wingspan. So he shuts that down. But the key is Lowry is always going to chase back to the ball in catch-hedge because that's what catch-hedge does. The hedge defender will contain the drive and the shot while the on-ball defender recovers. So I'm just clogging the paint with Bam. And with the reliable user help settings that we had with the CPU, you can see Lowry's catch-hedge intentions to recover back to the ball, which is what he's going to do every time. Every on-ball defender is going to do that in catch-hedge. So he's chasing the ball, but because of the angle he takes, he's also taking out the roll. Siakam is in perfect position to stop everything. Lowry recovers. Now I'm controlling Siakam, switches back to Lowry to defend on-ball, and we can cut off the drive. That pick and roll leads to nothing. With Purdy pushed him towards the sidelines, and that's completely shut down because of catch-hedge and good rotations and good CPU help defense. Now, versus a double screen, you can see the catch-hedge forms a wall to shut everything down. So here comes that double screen. Posey's playing catch-hedge, so I'm going to switch to Siakam. And me and Posey pretty much form a catch-hedge wall while Lowry is going to chase back because that's what the on-ball defender does in catch-hedge. He always chases back to the penetrator or the person with the ball, never switches. That gets us a very good rotation, and you can see the drive help rule kicks in as Lowry got beat. Clay is on moderate with 100 help defense, so he's gonna come over and help, and he switched over and he tells me, but I made a user error not picking up for Clay, but that's perfect CPU defense once again, even off the drive help rule because that was off a screen, but it turned into an individual drive. So we had rotations, right? Because on drives we have rotations, on pick and roll drives we don't have rotations. So you can see here is great AI catch hedge and aggressive user off ball help. No rotation again. So great catch hedge positioning by Clay. Lowry's gonna chase back the ball. I bring Bam over to shade. We shut everything down. That's the shot we want to give up from the center. That's fine. We take it and we grab the rebound. Off we go. And we're going to score. Great defense. Always easy offense. So you can see using hedge defense, you can actually also play too. So I'm going for the bump steal here. I almost got it. If you want to learn that, you can watch the previous tutorial number 10. But I didn't get the steal, so now we're into a half court. Here comes the double screen. Catch hedge. I switch to Bam. And I'm playing two here. Lowry's already chased back the ball, so I played the lane and I played a roller, and I was able to get in the way of both. Great hedge defense. Now here's bad pick and roll defense saved by a big switch. So you can see I was beat as Posey as the hedge defender, but the big man came over because of the big man switch. Screen help and no rotation, so everybody was stabilized. Only one person help, which is perfect. That was the other big. They still got a clean look out of it, but Clay's moderate help on the shading. We were able to force a bad drive. Great defense. And lastly, to complete your defensive settings, you also need these key ones. Make sure force direction is always baseline. Always. So that's going to help with rotations and drive penetration deny. Also make sure stay attached is always on no and post is on 3/4 bottom. Always. Those are locked. Those have to be. Double team perimeter and double team post. Make sure those are manual. You need the 3/4 bottoms post for very, very good help rotations. And also extend pressure, leave it to automatic. With those intact, you'll be able to see a defensive system like this. Once you get this down, it's actually very, very good. You gotta get familiar with the communication and the intentions of your defender. But the higher the defensive awareness of your teammates, the better it is going to go. And in terms of off-ball pressure, if it's against an all-time elite shooter, you can set it on D9, then you will see no help from that man. But majority of the time, we're not talking higher than like an A- 3-pointer. Tight would do, especially with these settings. So try these out. Let me know how it goes to you. I'll leave it at the end of the tutorial of the entire setting at one go so you can see everything. But as always, thanks for coming by, and I'll look to speak to you guys again very soon.